Good morning and Jai Hind everyone. So today we start with topic adjoint of square matrix. So you write heading adjoint of square matrix. Write it. Adjoint of square matrix. Okay, note it. Adjoint of square matrix. So right here its definition. Let A is equal to Aij. Let A is equal to Aij be a square matrix. Be a square matrix of order greater or equal to 2, of order greater or equal to 2, then adjoint of A, you write in this way, then adjoint of Adj dot A, adjoint of A is the transpose, then adjoint of A is the transpose of the matrix, right here matrix capital Aij, capital Aij, where capital Aij is the cofactor, where capital Aij is the cofactor of the element small aij, of the element Aij in determinant of A, in determinant of A. Okay. So if you want to find the cofactor of adjoint of matrix of any square matrix, so what you do, first of all you find the cofactors of all the element of its determinant, understand, and then the adjoint of A is a matrix formed by the by sorry is the matrix means transpose of the matrix formed by the cofactor of A, understand. So right here for example, suppose if you have any square matrix, suppose here I take here square matrix of order 2. Suppose A matrix is given as 1 2 3 and minus 5. Suppose if you take any square matrix in this way, then first of all you find its cofactor. So the value of determinant of A means the determinant of A can be written as 1 3 2 and minus 5. 1 3 2 and minus 5, that is the value of determinant of means that is the value of determinant of A. Okay, so you find all the cofactors of the element of this determinant. So what you write, so first of all you write here A11. So how you find the value of A11? Eliminating that means the row and column corresponding to first element here means element of first row and first column. So here you have minus 5. Now if you are talking about A12, so here you see their sum is even or odd. So here you see that 1 plus 2 is odd. So here you eliminating first row and second column. So you have 3. So write here minus 3. Write here minus 3, and then you write A21, that is also odd number. So here you have minus 2, and A22 is equal to here you have 1, understand. So in this way you find here the cofactors of all the element corresponding to the given elements of determinant. So write it here. So the adjoint of A can be written as the transpose of the matrix formed by the cofactor, means here you write minus 5 minus 3 minus 2 and 1, and transpose of this element. Here you take the transpose of this element, understand. So if you are taking the transpose of this, so you can write minus 5 minus 3 minus 2 and 1. So that gives the adjoint of matrix. So in this way you can find the adjoint matrix of any square matrix. Okay, so note it. And yes, one of the very important property of the adjoint of matrix. You write it. What is that? The property is A into adjoint of A into adjoint of A is equal to determinant of A into identity matrix. Determinant of A into identity matrix is equal to adjoint of A into A is equal to adjoint of A into A. So this is that is very important property. So if you want to prove this, here just I assume here your A matrix is a square matrix of order 3. Suppose if you are taking here a square matrix of order 3, such as in this way, let A matrix is taken as A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, and A31, A32, A33. Understand? So if you are taking any square matrix like that, so you know how you write its determinant. Understand? Now the cofactor. So you can very easily find the means the cofactor corresponding to A11 is represented by capital A11. So you here you already know about its cofactor. Understand? So the adjoint of matrix A can be written as, yes, all the cofactor A11, A12, A13. Here you can write A21, A22, A23, and A31, A32, and A33. Understand? So here you have a cofactor. So your adjoint A is the transpose of the matrix formed by the cofactor. Transpose of the matrix formed by the cofactor. Is it clear? No, you taking its transpose. So if you are taking its transpose, so you have A11, A12, A13, that way in column wise. Here you can write A21, A22, A23, and A31, A32, A33. A33. Understand? So in this way, you can very easily find the value of adjoint of A matrix. Understand? No, take its product. If you are taking here A into adjoint A, so first you note it. No, hurry up because I rub this, erase this portion. Okay, beta? सबका?
Written, sir.
Okay, okay. So done now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Write. So if you are taking A into adjoint of A, now putting the values of A matrix, so A11, A12, A13, here you have A21, A22, A23, A31, A32, A33, and the adjoint of A, so you write A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, here you write A31, A32, A33. Okay, now taking its product. So here uh, uh, I take its product directly, but here explain it. So if you are taking the product of these two matrix, so what you do, here you take first row, first column. Means here you take the product, sum of product of the corresponding elements of first row and first column. So what you find here, okay, just you check very carefully. So you have A11 capital A11 plus A12 capital A12, A13 capital A13. Understand? And you know the property of adjoint of matrix. What is that? The sum of the product of the elements of any row or column with their corresponding cofactors. With their corresponding cofactors is the value of determinant. You know this property, and also one of the property is that the sum of the product of the elements of any row or column with the cofactors of other row or column is 0. Understand? So you know this property, so here we use that. So here you, if you are multiplying, taking first row and first column, so you have the value of determinant. So you write it here, determinant of A. Now, if you are taking first row and second column, so here you see that here element is A11 and here you have A21. Means, so that be the cofactor of other row. So its value is 0. In the same way, here you have 0. Okay. Now, if you are taking a second row, first column, so you have 0. Second row, second column, so you have determinant of A, and here you have 0. And here 0, 0, and here you have determinant of A. Now, here you have matrix, not determinant. Okay, A into adjoint A is a matrix. So you can take out determinant of A common. So if you are taking out determinant of A common, so here you have 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, which is identity matrix. So you have determinant of A into I. You have determinant of A into I. Similarly, if you are taking the product of adjoint of A into A, yes, no doubt, you have again the same value. So you write it similarly, because the proof of this type of identity or the properties are not, that means, asked in your exams. But for the concept, to building the concept, how such type of results are obtained, I discuss about it. Okay. So here A into adjoint A is equal to, here you see that that is equal to determinant of A into I. Similarly, write it. Yes, similarly, you have adjoint of A into A is equal to determinant of A into I. So in this way, you can say that yes, A into adjoint A is equal to determinant of A into I is equal to adjoint A into A. Yes, write it. That is very important property. Okay, note it. And when you study about elementary operation, understand, you remember in previous lecture, so you also study about the invertible matrix at that time. So what is the definition of invertible matrix? So that is, if A is any square matrix, is said to be, means any square matrix A is said to be invertible if there exist other square matrix of the same order such that AB is equal to I, that means identity, is equal to BA, then you can say that yes, A is invertible and B is the inverse of A. B is said to be inverse of A. So here you have some use here. That's why I recall that definition. Okay, so you write next heading, a singular matrix. Singular, write it. Singular matrix. Yes, right. Singular matrix. And write its definition. Any square matrix A is said to be singular matrix. It's said to be singular matrix if, right, determinant of A is equal to 0. If determinant of A is equal to 0, then A is said to be as singular matrix. Understand? And write in next line, from next line. And if determinant of A not equal to 0, if determinant of A not equal to 0, then A is called non-singular matrix. Then A is called non-singular matrix. Note it. Non-singular matrix. Then A is called non-singular matrix. Okay. So here you have some theorem. So write it. Every invertible matrix, just write next theorem. Every invertible matrix has a unique inverse. every invertible matrix has a unique inverse. So how you prove such type of theorem? So here you use contradiction method. Here you have to prove any invertible matrix have unique inverse. So here you take, yes, suppose A is any invertible matrix, and it's B and C. There are two inverse of A. Understand? So if you are saying B is inverse of A, so it hold the property AB into I, AB is equal to I is equal to BA. Okay. So you're trying to prove this theorem here. So write it. Let A is, let A be any invertible matrix. A be any invertible matrix, and B and C, yes, right, and B and C are two inverses of A. Okay, so what you write? So AB is equal to I is equal to BA. That is your first equation. AC is equal to I is equal to CA. That is your second equation. So here you have two conditions if you are saying B and C are inverse of A. Understand? No. Here you have to prove that yes, B and C are unique. So how you prove that B and C are unique? When B and C are equal, then you can say that yes, it has unique inverse. Here you see that here you suppose B and C are different, but if you prove that no, B and C are equal, so your that means the result is proved. Understand? So here you take a part, that means AB is equal to identity matrix. Here you have a result from equation 1. Now what you do, here you applying a C matrix on both sides. So if you applying C into AB, matrix is equal to, so you write here also CI, C into identity matrix. So if you applying here associative law, so you can write in this way also, CA into B is equal to C. CA into B is equal to C. Now see your first equation, C into A is equal to I. So here you have I into B is equal to C, and identity matrix into B is equal to what? B. So here you have B is equal to C. So here you have B is equal to C, and it's proved that yes, any invertible matrix has unique inverse. Yes, note it. Done?
No, sir.
Yes, it's right, right. अभी मैंने सौम्या को आया देखा, फिर वापस चली गई. नेटवर्क प्रॉब्लम. Done?
Yes.
Okay, okay. So write next question, that means property. A square matrix is invertible. लिखो बेटा इसको. That is also very important result. A square matrix is invertible if, right here I double F. A square matrix is invertible if it is non-singular. If it is non-singular. Understand? Means any square matrix is invertible if and only if it is non-singular. Means non-singular means its determinant not equal to 0. Okay, in that case its inverse exists, otherwise its inverse does not exist. Understand? How you prove such type of result? So here you see that the question have two part. One is sufficient part and the second one is necessary part. Understand? So how you prove it? Means first you take yes a square matrix. You take here any that means a square matrix which is invertible, and trying to prove that yes it is non-singular. And your second part is you assume here the matrix is that means the matrix is non-singular, and prove you trying to prove that yes it is invertible. So here you prove that property by two ways. Okay, because with the help of this theorem you find you have some important result. That's why I am trying to prove this that is theorem. Okay, so here you assume it. Let A be invertible matrix. In first case, here you assume let A be invertible matrix. So no doubt if it is invertible, so it is a square matrix. Okay, so here it be invertible matrix, and write it. And B is inverse of A, write in this way. And B is inverse of A. Okay, so if B is inverse of A and A is invertible, so you have a result A into B is equal to identity matrix is also equal to B into A. You have this result. Now what you do, here you taking determinant both side, but here you take only two, that means here terms AB and I. Okay, you write here or determinant of AB is equal to determinant of I. You can write in this way, means here you operate determinant both side. Understand? So the determinant of AB can be written as determinant of A into determinant of B is equal to 1. Means determinant of identity matrix is equal to 1. Okay, and just to think about that result, here you see that the product of determinant of A and determinant of B is equal to 1, and it's proof that if their product is 1, so no doubt A is not equal to 0. Means determinant of A not equal to 0 or determinant of B not equal to 0. So write it. This implies determinant of A not equal to 0. And if determinant of A not equal to 0, so you can say that A is non-singular matrix. So write it. It's proof that yes, A is non-singular matrix. Okay, write it. So here A is non-singular matrix. Now in second part, what you do, here you take yes, A is non-singular matrix. Here you suppose that A is non-singular matrix and trying to prove that yes, it is invertible. Okay, so write it second part. Yeah. So here you assume let A is non-singular matrix. Here you assume A is non-singular matrix. So if A is non-singular matrix, so you have a result determinant of A not equal to 0. Determinant of A not equal to 0. Okay. So you have one of property, since already you know about it, A into adjoint of A is equal to determinant of A into identity matrix. You have this result. Yes, right. Also, its second part, adjoint of A into A. You know this property. And here you have a result, determinant of A not equal to 0. So if determinant of A not equal to 0, so its division is possible through each of the term. Through each of the term. Understand? So you divide it. So here you can write A into adjoint of A upon determinant of A is equal to, here you have identity matrix. Here you can write A into adjoint of A upon determinant of A into A matrix. Now think about the result. Which type of result here you obtained? A into product of some matrix, because adjoint A upon determinant of A is a matrix. Understand? So here A into adjoint A upon A means some matrix is identity, means the product of these two matrices is identity, and it follow the commutative law also. Means here you have a result like that, AB is equal to I is equal to BA. So you can show that, yeah, it shows that A is invertible. So write it. So A is invertible. A is invertible, okay? And A is invertible, and this term is the value of A inverse. So here you have very important result. Uh, A inverse is equal to adjoint of A upon determinant of A. Adjoint of A upon determinant of A, write it. So A inverse is equal to adjoint of A upon determinant of A. That is very important result. So if you want to find the inverse of any matrix, you use this result, adjoint of A upon determinant of A. But if your question is find the inverse of matrix by using elementary transformation, so you can't apply this formula to find its inverse. Okay, if only your requirement is inverse to find the inverse of any matrix, so you can do it, no problem. Okay, so yes, so this is another formula for finding the inverse of any matrix. Understand? Okay, note it. And also some of the other results, just I discuss about all that. Done beta, note kar liya?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so write next result, and yes, make a star and note it. Since already you know this property, A into adjoint of A is equal to determinant of A into identity matrix. Here you have a result. And just you see here, your right side is also a matrix, not determinant. A into adjoint A is a matrix, and this is also a matrix. That's why they are equal, and you can compare it. Understand? Now here, what you do, just I applying determinant both side. Understand? Just you see. So determinant of A into adjoint of A, if you are applying here determinant, so the same determinant is to be here you operate determinant of A into identity matrix. You write in this way. And here I suppose your A is a square matrix. A is a square matrix of order n. Suppose A is a square matrix of order n. Okay. So A into adjoint of A can be written as determinant of A into determinant of adjoint of A. You can write in this way, determinant of A into determinant of adjoint of A. And yes, here you think about what is its value. Here you see that I is a square matrix, means identity matrix of order n. Order n, so it have n number of rows. And here in each row you have one determinant common. Determinant of A is common. So if it come out from it, that is that matrix, and here you have a determinant, so here you have determinant of A to the power n into determinant of identity matrix whose value is 1. So it can be written as determinant of A to the power n, or you have determinant of adjoint of A is equal to determinant of A to the power n minus 1. So that is your important result. That result is very important. Sometime 1 mark questions are asked, that is from this property. Determinant of adjoint of A is equal to determinant of A whole power n minus 1, where n is the order of matrix. For example, suppose if you have a matrix of order 3, suppose if you have a matrix of order 3 and the value of matrix is 5, sorry, determinant. If the determinant of A is equal to 5, And just I am talking that what is the value of determinant of adjoint A. So what is your result?
25.
Result is 25, means 5 to the power 3 minus 1, which is 5 square, and its result is 25. Understand? So that's why that result is very important. And also, so note this result and learn also. And sometime, yes, you have to find the value of determinant of A inverse. Sometimes the question is like that. Yes, find the value of determinant of A inverse. Understand? So the determinant of A inverse, you learn this property also. Determinant of A inverse is equal to 1 upon determinant of A. Yes, note it. Note this property also. One determinant of A inverse is equal to 1 upon determinant of A. Yes, note it. And yes, note other property for the in terms of inverse. AB inverse whole inverse. AB whole inverse is equal to B inverse A inverse. AB whole inverse is equal to B inverse into A inverse. You note this property also. So here you have the properties like that, and yes, you trying to solve the questions based on all that properties. Then we study about the consistency and inconsistency of system of linear equation, and how to solve the system of linear equation by using matrix method. I discuss it that means later on. Okay, that means after completing all the questions based on all these identities. Understand? And that is your last topic. So after that, all we are studying about yes, calculus portion, continuity and differentiability and all that. Okay, so right, if the matrix, yes, write it, beta. If the matrix A is equal to, right here matrix 6, 2, minus 10. 6, 2, minus 10, x minus 1, 5. X minus 1, 5. And here you have 2, 2, 2. Okay, is a singular matrix. If matrix A is equal to this one, is singular matrix. It's singular matrix. Okay, find x. So here you have to find the value of x. Yes, trying it, because you know how the value of determinant is obtained. Here it is given, since A matrix is singular, so what you have, so determinant of A is equal to 0. A is singular, so determinant of A is equal to 0. So find the value of determinant of A, and that value is equal to 0, and find the value of x. Yes, solve it, hurry up. And told me what is your answer.
The -3.
Yes, correct. The value of x is -3. Yes, only here you find the value of determinant and make it as 0 and find the value of x. So the value of x is -3. Okay. So next question. Yes, its value is -3. Yes, right. Next question. If x greater than 0 less than pi, if x greater than 0 less than pi, and the matrix 2 sine x 1, and here you have 3 Here you have 3 and 2 sin x. 3 and 2 sin x is singular. Find x. Here you have singular matrix. So you have to find the value of x, and x is greater than 0, less than pi. सॉल्व करो बेटा, सेम टाइप का क्वेश्चन है, और बताओ हमको क्या आया रिजल्ट आपका. So again, if this matrix is taken as A matrix and is singular, that is singular, singular matrix. So you can say determinant of A is equal to 0. And if you are find the value of this, so 4 sin square x minus 3 is equal to 0. Sin square x is equal to 3 by 4. So sin x can be written root 3 by 2. Okay. But here your value lying between 0 and pi. So what does it mean? Sin, that is the function lying in first quadrant as well as in second quadrant. And so this can be written as sin pi by 3. And in second quadrant, you write pi minus pi by 3. Okay. So that is equal to sin pi by 3 and sin 2 pi by 3. So if you are comparing it, the value of x is pi by 3 and 2 pi by 3. So the value of x pi by 3 and 2 pi by 3. Understand? So in this way, you can very easily find its value. Okay. Yes, right. Next question. Only 2 minutes left. Okay, write it. Next question. If A is a square matrix, if A is a square matrix of order 3 and determinant of A is equal to 7, determinant of A is equal to 7, find the value of determinant of adjoint A. Find the value of determinant of adjoint A.
49.
Yes, 49. Yes, using property. First you write your formula. Okay.